So I've already made a guide before on how you can have your first astral projection, but for a lot of people that guide is going to be something that they're going to struggle with. I'm going to be honest, even myself, I often struggle with that method, and it's only worked for me, several times out of, possibly over 100 attempts. Now there is another method that is more foolproof and that is easier to do, especially if you're a beginner and have never had an astral projection before. So I'm going to share that method with you guys today in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me, Matt here, and today I want to share with you a really easy way to have your first astral projection. You see, astral projection is quite a tough thing to do. It's much harder than lucid dreaming, and that little thing that I just said there is a bit of a clue to how we're going to make this a lot easier for us. You see, we're actually going to use how much easier lucid dreaming is to allow us to have an astral projection. Now, how on earth do we do that, you might be asking? Well, it's simple. Lucid dreaming and astral projection both have one thing in common. When you're actually in a dream, lucid dreaming, you are in sleep paralysis. Your body is paralyzed. You might not realize it because when you wake up, it loses that paralysis, but your body is in sleep paralysis while you're in a lucid dream. Now, this shares something in common with astral projection in that in order to get into astral projection and to actually project out of your body, commonly you need to actually be in sleep paralysis. Now, there are some methods and ways of doing it without going through sleep paralysis, but unless you're a very, very advanced astral projector, you're not going to be able to do those. So you need to get into sleep paralysis, and that part can be really difficult for a lot of people. It was really difficult for me. You see, when I didn't actually want to have sleep paralysis, I would wake up in it, every night. But then when I actually wanted to achieve it and tried to achieve it so I could have astral projections happening, no sign of it. I couldn't get it to happen. And the few times it did happen, I would often be so unprepared that I'd be in sleep paralysis and I would struggle to get out of it because it would be scary or unpleasant or whatever. And then it was only once I'm coming out of the sleep paralysis that I realised, oh wait, I could have used this to have an astral projection. So what we do here is we make use of the fact that when you're dreaming, you're in sleep paralysis. Now we're going to perform a lucid dream induction technique. It doesn't matter which technique you use as long as you can get into a lucid dream. Now I have several tutorials on different induction techniques. You can check out my lucid dreaming playlist over there. Pick out one of the guides for one of the techniques. They'll be labelled like how to in the title, and go to one of those, watch it through, learn how to do it. Perhaps look at different ones, try out different methods if one of them doesn't work for you. Go through that, have your first lucid dream, and when you're able to lucid dream, this is how we're going to go on to the next step. Now, don't worry if you've never lucid dreamed before and you're thinking, well, how is this an easy guide if I have to learn how to lucid dream first? Well, trust me, learning how to lucid dream is far, far easier than any of the astral projection techniques out there. It takes you, a few days to have your first lucid dream, even if you, have never done it before and you just try it, once each night. You're still going to have your first lucid dream within the first week of doing it unless you do something seriously wrong and don't follow the methods. Whereas with astral projection, you can do everything right, spot on, and you can be trying for months without ever having one. So, do that, follow through with that. It might take you a few days to have your first lucid dream. Don't worry, it's months of work saved by doing it this way. And once you're able to enter a lucid dream, what you're going to try and do is you're going to try each night to enter a lucid dream. But you're going to remember that once you get into the lucid dream, your goal is not to enjoy the lucid dream. Your goal is not to explore the lucid dream. What your goal is to do is immediately, when you get into the lucid dream, remind yourself that your goal is astral projection rather than lucid dreaming. And at this point, I want you to sit down in the lucid dream, close your eyes, and tell yourself that when you open your eyes, you're going to be back in your body and in sleep paralysis. You might be thinking, well, how is that going to work? How is just telling yourself to do that going to work? Well, it's the same as how you can just, close your eyes and tell yourself that when you open your eyes, you're going to wake up in your body. But by telling yourself that you're going to be still in sleep paralysis, it's like your body doesn't fully wake up when you close your eyes and then open them again. So when you do that, you're going to find yourself in your body, paralyzed. And for me, this has worked every single time I've done it. I don't know, 100% if this is going to work for you every single time. So if it doesn't work the first time, try it again. What you can actually do is go straight back into a lucid dream right after you've come out of one. If you find yourself laying in bed and you're not paralyzed, just close your eyes, relax back, let the imagery take over and go back into a lucid dream. When you're there, try it again. But once you do find yourself actually in sleep paralysis in your bed, then the next step is the rope technique. You imagine yourself climbing a rope. Now you don't have to actually, try and move your hands, you don't actually have to see the rope. Just imagine the feeling as if you're climbing a rope out of your body. Alternatively, you can imagine yourself swinging, sliding, flying. Just imagine some sensation of motion. You know that feeling when you're going back and forwards on a swing and you can just feel that kind of air rushing around you and you can feel yourself moving forwards and backwards? That's the kind of feeling that you want to get. You want to get the feeling of movement, because this kind of takes you out of the sensation of being in your body and helps, allow the next stage to happen. Now the next stage is the vibration stage. You're going to feel these vibrations down the back of your spine and in the back of your head, kind of like something is trying to get out of your spine. It might be unpleasant, it might be pleasant. It really depends on, how you're laying down, where the vibrations come, how strong they are, and just who you are as an individual. Some people really love the vibrations, other people don't enjoy them, and some people are kind of just half and half. They're not pleasant, but they're not unpleasant. For me personally, it really varies. I've had some times where the vibrations are actually, pleasant, almost like kind of these electric, tingles going up my spine, and other times where it feels like someone is trying to take a hammer to the inside of my head. So it can really quite vary. But what you really need to remember to do at this stage, once you get to the vibration stage, is not to allow it to overwhelm you. Even if it seems really, really intense and unpleasant and uncomfortable, remember what your goal is. Remember that you have to push through it and get to the other side. So at this point, you want to continue the method and even, intensify it. If you're imagining climbing that rope or a ladder or something, or swinging, imagine yourself doing it even more, vigorously and quickly. Imagine yourself climbing really fast or swinging, much further each time and much faster. And keep doing that, and you're going to start to find that you can feel yourself almost getting away from your body. You can feel the vibrations intensifying, and there will come a point when you're doing this, you might need to switch up techniques. So for example, if you're doing the rope technique, you can do the swinging one next, or vice versa. You might find that helps kind of loosen you from your body in that sense. But after a bit of doing this, you're going to find that suddenly you can see. You haven't opened your eyes, but you can see. It might be really, really vague and blurry, but you can see your bed around you, or you can even see yourself laying in bed. And this is when you're, partially out. And from this point, you can continue the technique, and then try to move a bit. Try and move when you can see. Just try and move up from your body and see if you move. If you find that it's actually your body moving, then you haven't quite got that far and you need to try the technique again. But if you find that you're actually floating up from your body, this is it, you're exiting. And at this point, my advice to you is just to get as far away from your body as possible, because I find that if you're actually staying around it, you can kind of get sucked back into it a bit quickly, which is kind of, defeats the point. So I suggest getting, far away from it. You might find as well that when you get further away from your body, your vision becomes clearer, it's more blurry around your body for some reason. So do that, and there you go. You've had your first astral projection, or, perhaps one of many. So yeah, try that method out. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe up there, because we've got regular videos that come out on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And if you want to keep watching, check out the video that's linked on screen. Also, if you guys haven't checked it out already, you should check out my 14-part Lucid Dreaming audio course. It teaches you guys the basics of lucid dreaming, all the way to the advanced stuff. So if you guys actually want to delve further into lucid dreaming and don't just want to learn it just for the sake of astral projection, but actually want to get experienced with it, you might find that interesting. You can find out more about the course on my Gumroad page. There'll be a link to it up there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take care.